Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Let's start our class today with the prayer together. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, Guru Preceptors, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Ladi Mashaya, Swami Shri Yukteswarji, beloved Master Paramahansa Yogananda Ji, saints of all religions, we bow at thy feet. Bless our class today with thy divine presence in our hearts, in our minds, in our souls. Om Shanti Shanti. We'll have a song and then a video of Swamiji. Then we'll continue on with this topic, deepening meditation through having a deeper meditation. God bless you all and welcome again.
Open wide I keep for thee, door of my heart. Open wide I keep for thee. Wilt thou come, just for once unto me? Wilt thou come, just for once unto me? Days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord. Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Night and day, I look for thee, night and day, night and day. I look for thee night and day, door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee, door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Wilt thou come, just for once? Wilt thou come, just for once come to me? Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? Night and day, I look for thee, night and day, I look for thee, night and day.
How do you develop receptivity on the spiritual path? That's a very important question. To begin with, you must be non-attached. It's not like going to the horse races and say, come on, Seabiscuit, or whatever you're called, your favorite horse. You have to just say, whatever God wills, I accept. The other thing is that you have to accept it joyfully, not like a toad under the harrow. There has to be a sense of whatever is God's will, I'm happy to see happen. I think one of the most important things in receptivity is relaxation. Because as soon as it's the heart that has to be receptive, not the mind. Many times the mind will be receptive, but the heart won't be. Doesn't mean a thing. The heart has to be receptive. If you with your mind say, well, I accept anything, but your heart says, oh no, I don't, your heart will roll. The heart rules the head in these things. And so relax your heart, not your body so much. Physical relaxation is an aid to relaxing the heart. But the most important thing is, in that relaxation, offer your life up to God. So to be receptive It doesn't come without relaxation. It would help you to visualize yourself as a chalice. And you turn that chalice up, because if it isn't turned upright, it won't be able to, whatever you pour into it will pour out. So you have to hold it up to God. Secondly, you have to have it empty. If the chalice is full, you can't put anything more into it. How do you empty that chalice? By not having desires. The more, now that's not so easy to do, it's easy to say. But how do you get rid of desires? Always offer them to God. It's a steady, long-term practice. It's not something you can do, all right, I guess from now on I'm receptive. Not that easy. What you need to do is always in your meditation and every night, thank you. This is water, I presume.
Yes, it is.
Always, every night before you go to bed, it would help you to just mentally offer everything back to God. Your body, your life, your ambitions, everything.
Good morning again, friends. Today's topic, more clearly, is openness and receptivity to deepening meditation. I'd like to start with a brief reading from the New Path, Swamiji's words. When Mrinalini Mata, already a disciple when she was still a young schoolgirl, met Master at the breakfast table one day, he remarked to her, "You didn't meditate this morning." "Sir," she protested, "I meditated a whole hour." Master, quite unimpressed, replied, "You should have meditated half an hour." He had seen that in sitting longer, when not in a mood that day to meditate with intensity, she had actually done less effective meditation. When you work for God, not self, Master told us one day, that is just as good as meditation. Then work helps your meditation. Meditation helps your work. You need the balance. With only meditation, you become lazy and the senses become strong. With only work, the mind becomes restless and you forget God. This is such an important topic today because I think people meditate with so much stress and tension, and they're just like climbing up the top of Mount Everest. This is straining, and I've just got to get there, and I've got to hear that Om sound. I've just got to go through the spiritual life. I've got to finally see something, and it goes on and on. And why would we want to deepen our meditation? Of course, to relax into the experience of God, not to force ourselves into something that's not a reality for us yet. So we have to be open, receptive. There has to be a way, like Swamiji said, like a chalice, that the grace is flowing into an empty chalice. Once we can do that, we can withdraw the energy from going out to all the things we think we want, we have to have, and over, we can withdraw into the spine. We can lift that energy up, and we can start to really feel the power of God that's flowing in us all the time. We can feel the power of the chakras, the power of Kundalini rising. We can hear and merge with the inner sounds of the chakras, with the Om sound. We can become, I am Om, not just hearing the sound. It's not enough to hear the sound. You have to merge in that vibration, the light, the sound of Om. We can finally be able to see the golden ring of light, the blue field in the middle of that gold, and the silvery white star with 5 points. Here again, it's not enough to see. We see something there. Most people see something. If you don't see any of that light, a color, you probably feel a vibration here, or a pulling, or an opening, or a magnetic feeling there. And that becomes a tunnel of light. The golden ring becomes a tunnel of golden light. We have to start going in there, into the light, not I see something finally, or I feel something. We have to start merging with the light, and the blue field becomes an ocean of blue light, which we start to become. That ocean of blue, that star, when we can pierce the star, we go into cosmic consciousness. And so why do we want to deepen our meditation? Why do we want to become more open, more receptive? These are natural realities. I remember Swamiji talking so much about that you don't create it. I'm creating a light, I'm creating a sound, I'm creating. No, you're becoming receptive, and you're opening yourself to what already naturally is your reality. What beautiful way to think of it, the true way. And we think that we're this body and this personality and this nationality, and does it matter? I mean, last lifetime you're something else. The next lifetime, if we have to be back again and again and again, we'll be something else. So why do we want to become more open and receptive? To experience God, to feel this is who and what I am. Not all the outer coverings. This is who I am. But you have to be ready for that. I see a lot of social activities going on. I go to all the different places, the centers and all, but we need to deepen the meditation. The long meditations, it was wonderful having that Christmas meditation. I hope you all attend the longer meditations, 2 hours, 3 hours, once a week, because you have to prepare yourself. Master said, body, mind must be ready. And he said the body's like a 50-watt bulb. And you're trying to introduce, for example, 1,000 watts into that 50-watt bulb, it's just going to break. So we have to be ready. This is why we have to do our practices. And when Dr. Lewis came to Master wanting samadhi, he pestered Master for some time. Give it to me, Master. I know I could. I want that experience. And I kept coming after Master. Master finally said, Doctor, if I gave it to you now, could you take it? And Dr. Lewis, from the power coming out of Master, he just said, no, sir. So that's the question. Could you take it? People want all these deep experiences, but they're not preparing themselves. And so the techniques are one way. How do we prepare ourselves? One way is to really do energization. It'll get your body, mind strengthened. Doing that every day, doing the super conscious living exercises, doing pranayama, not just half-baked, but really doing it with energy. And that will give you a lot more magnetism, spiritual magnetism. Power will start moving up and down the spine. From these practices, Ananda Yoga opens up everything. The spine, the brain, you begin to feel like a flood of energy coming up into your brain. And then Hong Sa gets you calm, centered. You can't go deep if you're restless and nervous and the mind is racing, and you have to learn how to be calm. Talk less, have more time, quiet time, get more seclusion. I'm so glad to hear the Gurgaon Center is going on in a retreat together. I hope it's going to be in silence, at least some of it. Silence is important. And then the Om technique, you start to really open up by listening, tuning in, listening to the sounds of the chakras, the sound of the wind in the trees, the roaring ocean, the sound of the Om that's just, it's just booming all the time, but we don't hear it. In the mornings before you get up, if you just close your ears in bed, you can't help but hear that sound, like a roaring ocean, a waterfall sound, thunder roaring. Same thing, first thing in the morning before you get up, last thing at night, just close your ears in the bed. Can't help but hear. And then the other practices of preparation for Kriya, we can't go into that here, but the the Navi Kriya, chanting Om of the chakras, the various powerful practices. You've got to do them. You've got a toolbox that's in the closet. You do them, then you feel the strength coming into you. Then you meditate with power. And of course, Kriya is burning up the karma. It's making the spine so magnetic as you do that pranayama that is just pulling the energy back into the spine and lifting it up. And this is how the Kundalini is awakened. You can't sit there and affirm it. You've got to really do it. So the techniques themselves just got powerful. I mean, Master said if you did 1/100th of what I've given you, you could get there. So we have so many possibilities. You don't feel like you're doing Hong so well. Well, do a little bit and do more Om technique. Or you don't feel good about this and do more of the other. There's no excuse, in other words. The second thing that gets us prepared and receptive and open is the teachings. Studying the teachings, read something every day. Every day, read something from Master, read something from Swamiji. Come to the classes. I mean, there's classes almost every week, it seems. There's something you can every day of the week, there's something you can always come to, refresh, get inspired, get going. Don't, lose your inspiration. And also come to Kriya. I went to Kriya for 14 years. I've said this before, but it's worth saying again, not just me, but the Kriya team at Ananda Village. Every month, Swamiji told us, have Kriya every month at the village. 14 years every month. That's over 160 Kriya initiations. People sometimes don't even come to one a year. So you have to get in the room, feel the power of Kriya, take the initiation, come and be a part of the energy, and also the right environment. Being with positive people, get in the centers of the satsangs, go on the retreats and pilgrimages that we have. Be around other people who are powerful instruments of the guru, and not these people are complaining on the sidelines. You got to be strong in yourself. One other part of the teachings to practice, for sure, studying and coming to the different programs. Lifetime as a Kriyaban on Tuesday nights, Jayaji's class on Monday nights. Here's the Wednesday class. There's something all the time, and conversations are happening. Another powerful tool is affirmations. Do one every day. I am submerged in eternal light. It permeates every particle of my being. I'm living in that light. These are powerful words from our guru. Blast out of heavy consciousness. Blast. That's the word I'm using. Because there's all these thoughts. I'm lazy. I'm sick. I'm ill. Blast out of it. If you can do the affirmations, do all these things I was saying, your mind will get open. And you'll go, yeah, I am submerged in eternal light. It does permeate every particle of my being. I am living in the light. You understand the difference? So go for it. And another one is grace, that Master quoted from the Bible, this passage a lot, to all those who received him, all those who opened up to God's grace. And Master said he gave the power to become the sons of God, is the second part of that phrase. And Master said our part is just 25%. You got to put 100% into that to draw the grace, but 25% is our efforts. 25% the guru's efforts on your behalf. And Master said, I will give you lots of my good karma so you can get there. And then 50% is that chalice. Again, it's just from my openness. My sincerity is another wonderful word. Some people are just not sincere enough. I really, really want to do this. I'm open to it. And then the 50% God's grace comes to you. And Master said to some of the disciples, the monks, he told one, you will have Rogers, you will have clear sailing, or you have clear sailing. And the other monks were there and they thought, gosh, what about us? And Master caught the thought and he said, well, you all will have clear sailing if you stay in tune. Meaning, if you connect with that grace, the power of the guru, every day call on Master, Om Guru in your mind, look in his eyes on your altar, take a picture with you, take a book with you in the cab wherever you're going to go, have him in your heart. And there was one disciple who was always taking pictures of Master. He had the pictures all on his wall. Master saw that. He said, why do you have all these pictures? Why do you keep taking photographs? He said, get to know me in meditation, and then I can help you. And so how much can we receive? We can receive as much as we're open. Door of my heart. It was so beautiful there, Swamiji singing that. And there was one person who said to Master, I don't feel you as much as the others. He said, how can you? You shut the door. Door of my heart, open. But then the desires close the door, the attachments and laziness, and I don't want to do it, and wrong thoughts and wrong habits, and the door's closed. You have to work at keeping the door open. And then there was a man who came, he was with Master 12 years, and Master said he was a disciple. He was a teacher, even. I'm just shocked at this. And he left. So people came and went, as I've said before. Swamiji said it was like a hotel. People checked in, checked out when Master was on the guru there. So then people asked, well, when this person will come back, if this person. So they asked about this man, when will he come back, Master? And Master said, never. And he said these words, it was so shocking. He said he was never in. Wow. Meaning he never opened himself up. He was just going through the motions. He never was receptive. You can be hanging around forever and not receptive. That has to be dynamic, active. I want it. I'm putting out the energy to meet you halfway. And to another person who said, woman, she said, I found another guru. He was on, she said, of course, nobody ever confirmed the story. This is the funny part, but she said that he could dematerialize from one cliff and materialize on the other. I love what Swamiji said. Not that anybody ever saw it, but that's what she believed. Anyway, so Master said, if she said, I found another guru, so Master said, well, fine, I withdraw my ray. Wow, we don't know what that means. That ray of grace, the ray of blessings, the ray of protection, the ray of Shakti, of power that's pushing you on the path. That's the grace that Guruji is giving us. But we have to open up, as Master said to Swamiji. Swamiji said, help me to love you as much as you love me. And so beautiful. And I asked Swamiji once, I said, all those stories in the path, I said, most of them, you asked those questions. And I said, all those questions. He said, yeah, I asked a lot of questions. But I said, how can I love you? Help me to love you like you love me. And Master said, how can the little cup hold the ocean of God's consciousness? You have a little cup. You have to have a big vessel. Open your heart to me. We say in the purification ceremony, and I will enter. The Master says, open your heart. I will enter and take charge of your life. And finally, a very important point though, balance. Balance is important for openness and receptivity. You can't get so one-pointed that you forget where you're living and what you're doing in this world. It's like you completely forgotten everything else. And Swamiji said that it creates tension and stress. All I ever do is meditate. Well, look at their face. It doesn't look good. The eyes don't look good. The energy isn't good. It's off. It's out of balance. And I remember Swamiji said, he said to Master, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm trying this technique, I'm trying that, and I'm not getting anywhere. Am I not trying hard enough? And Master said, you're trying too hard. it creates tension. You got to have a balance. And so Swamiji showed us a balanced life. Of course we meditate, of course we serve it, but he also showed us also enjoy. Go out, exercise, get out into nature, take a walk. We had movies we watch with him. We go out to dinner. We go on a boat ride or Disneyland even, things that were balancing the person, not just, and you can see those people. You could see them, but they didn't stay. He would pull out P.G. Woodhouse stories and read to us when we get too tense. So you have to have something. Jyotish said, he started in his last blog, I hope you read it, that he started painting because he felt it was good for him. He told Swamiji, Swamiji said, yes, you need to paint. You need to paint. You're too intellectual. It will help you in your spiritual life. I heard the same from Jyotish and Daviji. You need something that you enjoy. It will help you. That's why I picked up Indian music and started playing the chants on the Yasraj. Just deeply helped me in my meditation. So you can't be one-pointed that you're just completely tense and stressed out. Also have a balance. And what I love is Ananda people are balanced. You see the joy. It's not just stoic, long face, no, never smile, never have a chocolate, never go outside, this isn't the way. It's not our way. This is Dwapara Yuga, the time of energy. We're following our master, we're following how Swamiji was. And then we will be able to go deeper, be open and deeper in meditation. I want to finish with this great brief reading from A.Y. autobiography. This is Master, after he'd come back from the Himalayas. He meets his guru. A few mornings later, I made my way to Master's empty sitting room. I planned to meditate, but my laudable purpose was unshared by my disobedient dots. They scattered like birds before the hunter. Mukunda! Sri Yukteswar's voice sounded from a distant inner balcony. I felt as rebellious as my dots. Master always urges me to meditate, I muttered to myself. He should not disturb me when he knows why I came to his room. He summoned me again. I remained obstinately silent. The third time, his tone held rebuke. Sir, I am meditating, I shouted protestingly. I know how you are meditating, my guru called out, with your mind distributed like leaves in a storm. Come here to me. Snubbed and exposed, I made my way sadly to his side. Poor boy, the mountains couldn't give you what you wanted. Master spoke caressingly, comfortingly. His gaze was unfathomable. Your heart's desire shall be fulfilled. Sri Yukteswar seldom indulged in riddles. I was bewildered. He struck me gently on my chest above the heart. My body became immovably rooted. Breath was drawn out of my lungs as if by some huge magnet. Soul and mind instantly lost their physical bondage and streamed out like a fluid, piercing light from my every pore. The flesh was as though dead, yet in my intense awareness, I knew that never before had I been fully alive. My sense of identity was no longer narrowly confined to a body, but embraced the circumambient atoms. Om Shanti. Ask Natendra to join me now.
Thank you so much, Dhyanaji.
Did you
We
like
have
that story?
absolutely Dhyanaji. Very powerful. Actually, it also answers the first question, so I'll skip to the second question. Dhyanji, how much of the depth in meditation depends on specific technique or techniques versus our own willingness? So, will deeper techniques help, or can I also go deeper just with willingness?
I think that depends on a lot. The person, past karma, present karma, your openness right now. I think the techniques certainly will push you further more quickly. Our techniques, not any techniques. I think they certainly, I mean, it's like if you want to open a can, you need a can opener. You can use a can opener and it's open. Or you can go get a fork and, try to jab at it as long as you can get something else and try to, but why not get a can opener? It's open right away. So I think if you're feeling like, wow, I'm making progress without the techniques, I'd say hurry bull. But I haven't found many people in that category. Let me put it that way. I think they're more lazy, don't want to do it. So isn't everything okay? And then they're going, yeah, I was deep. They were deep in the snores. So you got to have an active, not active, but dynamic focus. You understand what I mean? Mind as well. You can't just be there. Is anything going to happen? So the techniques give you that dynamism. Do this, and then they'll be more open. Do this, and you'll be more open. But then at a certain point, you just need to sit there in the silence and bathe in it, draw it into you. But don't let yourself slip. Why am I being strong on this? Because I know people slip into like, it's okay, I can just do it on my own. But they're not really getting anywhere quickly. There's a vagueness in the mind, a vagueness in the energy, low energy. It's not dynamic. To go, I mean, to get going strongly in the path, you got to have a lot of dynamism. You got to have strong energy, willingness, will, magnetism. You've got to have it. You can't just say, okay, something's going to happen. I never found that to happen. And why would Master give so much? You know what I'm saying? And Swamiji taught us to do these things. Like you can say, I got enough energy, I don't need to energize ever. Well, try it. Try it and see. I don't need to do any affirmations. My mind is clear. Really? You see the difference? So you can affirm it, but that I think there's a sense of unreality. That's what I would say about that.
Thank you, Dhanaji. Just one last question. So, what can I do to make my meditations more joyful and also ever new so that I feel like wanting to meditate longer and longer?
Well, chanting, kirtan, having like on your phone the chants, and you play it before you meditate. If you get bored or something, you can play a chant during the meditation, then play one at the end of the meditation and sing along. Have some book near you where you open it and you read a paragraph. Open your eyes, look at your altar, look into Master's eyes, meditate with the Guru, feel him sitting with you. Swamiji said he felt Master doing Kriya through his body, through Swamiji's body. You can try that. Here's the main thing though. I mean, all that helps, but when everything else fails, love is really what's going to keep you on the path your whole life. Divine love and joy. What's kept me going, if I seriously think about it, is love. The love I feel from my guru, the love I felt from Swamiji, the love I feel from other teachers, my friends, the love I feel in meditation. Otherwise, if you don't feel that love, what's going to bind you? A technique isn't going to bind you. A technique gets you to the point where you can feel love, joy, peace. No? So that's an interesting point about Jyotishji. And many people don't think about it. And Master told, I said last week, he told Durga Mata, was it? Yeah, I think it was Durga Mata, to paint, do artistic work. So, I mean, it's not like you're just gonna ram yourself through to heaven. You've got to open up. How you open up, some people sing, some people chant, some people do art, some people exercise more, do different yoga, some people write, some people are poets. I mean, there's so many different things. I think Master did a little bit of all of that. I think he did it to show us that we need this balance in our life to open up. Otherwise, how are you going to really make it through? I think the final answer is if you love something, you keep going to immerse yourself more and more in that love. Same for joy. If you're enjoying it, follow the joy and you find it's just, it's irresistible. God bless you all. Thank you, Natindra. Bye-bye. Oh.